This is Alex, and the first time we met was when he travelled 4 hours to come to our London mastermind. He recently told me in a run club in Bali that was one of his best days because he signed his first client for his business on that day and learnt so much about content that completely changed the trajectory of his personal brand. A few months later, he ended up partnering up with us as a client. Alex is 20 years old. He quit 2 of his jobs, left his role as an appointment setter, burnt all his bridges at home, dropped out of university, and moved to Bali for 6 months. He's a mindset coach, helping people overcome limiting beliefs to become the best version of themselves. He's gone from 0 to his first 10k revenue month. But it's been a long journey for him to get here because he's been sitting, grinding content for so long. But after we sorted out the right system, he ended up getting his first video that got 100k views, booking 71 calls off the back of it, 10xing his following in just 10 days, which has led him to his first 10k month, his biggest month ever. And today, our goal is to take that to 100k. First of all, I'm Seth. I build one-of-one personal brands, and I have been doing so for the past year. I've been creating content and building businesses since I was 10 years old, and I've turned my personal brand into a one-of-one personal brand that has helped me grow multiple different businesses, and now I do the exact same thing for everyone that I work with. And today we're masterclassing a workshop session for Alex, so we can scale through content and reach his 100k month. This is what we're covering today. The first thing we're going through is these one-of-one brand frameworks to actually outline everything that makes him, his story, his offers, his dream followers, and his ICP. Once we've got that in place, it's all about actually applying it. The strategy to get into Instagram and to YouTube, what specific content to create. And the final bit is all about the actual storytelling and the story selling to make sure everything hits hard and has the impact that it actually requires. Because in this day and age, it's not information that's valuable, it's personality, it's connection, and it's all about being one of one. I've put timestamps to the bottom of this video because it's a long one, but watch through the entire thing. It will change the way you approach personal branding, and after you've finished it, check out the links in the descriptions of how you can move forward and start applying everything that you've learned. Let's get into the video now. Alex, welcome in. We've got a live workshop today, helping Alex make 100k from his content. We've got a strategy that we're running through today. The strategy that I've kind of put together is kind of like what I would do in your position from what I've seen, from what I've done, and what has worked. That's honestly the goal that we have with this strategy here, from high level, is grow the audience. So we want to get you know, to add an extra, we've already added an extra 0 to your following, we're going to add an extra another 0 to your following, and then to use that basically by nurturing the audience that you have through Instagram and YouTube to then just keep adding an extra 0 to revenue as well. So you can help more people. Let's get straight into it. Do you want to just kind of tell us a little bit where you're at with content at the moment? Obviously, we kind of covered that a little bit, but more in terms of like almost the nitty gritty in terms of how are you recording content, how are you kind of like, what's the mindset behind creating it?
Yeah, creating content at the moment. I'm creating it solely to attract my ICP, and I'm going for an approach where I'm obviously doing, you know, top, middle funnel, and top, middle, bottom of funnel to be able to basically put to any long form assets that I've got. I really want to push the fact that I'm helping people and that I know my shit, and that I also have a lot of values at the very surface level that people can really fuck with when it comes down to content. And at the moment, creating content comes down to me, and I've just hired editors for what I'm building, so I'm really scaling up the content systems. In terms of scripting, I normally sit down in the morning and I script about 6 videos, then I go and film as many as I can of those, and I do some short form like storyboard and ideations for like the videos that don't need necessarily filming, the ones that I already have footage for. And from that point on, I pass it over to my team, and we're just looking to get around like 20 to 25 videos posted out a month on short form and once a week on long form. I think the main thing here is that we're really pushing eyeballs that we've got and that we've currently leveraged so far in order to get it onto long form.
Yeah.
Which is my main goal at the moment, because long form is where most of the conversion happens.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to get into.
Yeah.
And so far, we've got a great understanding of my ICPs, so we're just going to be using what we have a lot to leverage what we need to do now. And it's just about repeating the same systems that we've built, which is Seth helping with the systems in regards to the actual content we're pushing out. And I think for a fact we're going to absolutely smash it, but let's get into it. I cannot wait.
100%. I mean, yeah, that's what the strategy we've got here. Basically, getting people to know you and understand who you are on a kind of deeper level from Instagram, and then pushing them to your YouTube as well.
Yeah.
The first thing, focusing on Instagram, I know you just mentioned that you're creating all your content for your ICP, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to create all your content top of funnel for your dream follower. So it's just broader, because you're limiting yourself by the amount of people that you can speak to by just speaking to your ICP, because it's so specific. I want all of your YouTube to be for that ICP, but I want your Instagram to be for your dream follower, which is just a little bit more broad. Inside your dream follower is your ICP.
Yeah.
So it's just increasing that total addressable market. So you're having more people come to you. You're not having like unqualified people come to you, but it's a process, and it's a nurturing journey. So someone who's a dream follower could follow you and buy from you in the next few months. ICP is, you know, they could buy straight away. but dream follower can buy from you, you know, in more time, and you can still help them with your content. Like, you know, the content is there just to serve and just actually give value, and just to understand the position that you're in. To kind of actually identify that, I mean, if you look at your own journey from who you were to who you are, that's obviously kind of journey that you're selling, that you kind of identity change. Just that whole journey is the dream follower. Right, so it's kind of just expanded it out a little bit more, looking in terms of, you know, it's not just like infopreneurs, it's just, you know, people interested in business, people just generally entrepreneurs, but then more again from the mindset perspective, right? To then make it like, yeah, that's the main thing. That's the main thing. Just kind of making it a little bit broader, and this will just help you reach more people. Again,
that's point number one.
Yeah, point number one, and then again, your messaging to get people to watch the YouTube will always just be dream, you know, ICP, because they'll watch it, and either if your dream followers will watch it, they'll become your ICP. That's the goal. That's actually the funnel that we have there from Instagram to YouTube, is turning people from dream follower into ICP. So that's kind of why we're doing it. You're creating your own ICP, because you can, you know, your ICP will have a certain set of belief systems, right, to be able to have success with you, and that's what we're doing, is turning those dream followers into your ICP through the content that you post.
This is good, because it's a lot of people have had parallels with my ICP, and those are the people that have come through and like really resonated with what I've done. So in a way, we've already got dream followers coming in. It's more about the process that we're now expanding upon the dream followers like concept, because we've not been focusing on it. And when it comes down to pushing people from short form to long form, it's sort of been a process of me figuring it out and looking back on the data of like who's coming through, what can we do to get them from short form to long form, what are they fucking with, what are they not fucking with. And essentially, like, I want to not, you know, punch people around and piss some people off, but I do want to alienate some, because that's how we get down to dream follower / ICP. And identifying that belief systems that all the people that are coming through have has been so fun so far. So I'd love to expand on that, because I can tell exactly who is coming through and what type of aspirations they have, what they need help with. I've got a lot of data at this point in time from my previous month, so I'm very excited to dive in.
Amazing.
And now, number 2, we're making that clearer.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just to kind of preface that, like, this is high level stuff right here that we're going to look into, the strategy. When we get actually into the actionable content, that's the first thing, is identity shift, it's those mindsets. So I want to get into that. That'll be super fun. And again, that's the turning dream follower into ICP. Super cool when we get into that. The second thing is, this has come from people I've been around. They say, what's Alex's actual offer? And
True.
A confused mind never buys. If people don't know what you do, they will never buy. Not because they don't like you or don't see value in what you have, they just don't even know that you're selling something. And we just want to make that clear. It's like, we know that you have an offer, because obviously the way that you market, the way you speak, but it's like, actually, what is it? Like, am I the right fit for it? I wouldn't know that as someone that follows you, and that's holding back from working with you, just because I don't know it. So that's the only thing, you know, we could, the next point in here, people don't know what you do, they won't buy. We want to be able to position you as a leader in their journey. And I'd like to be able to, for that person to get to where they want to go, they need to work with you. So you want to position your product, your offer, as the bridge, but at the moment they don't know that bridge exists. So we're just making that clear. That's a point that we'll really dive deeper into with the YouTube and your Instagram story strategy. So people are like, okay, this is what I fucking do. These are the three main things I'll focus on. It's like, cool, you know, by watching some of your YouTube videos, I understand that, you know, you do daily videos with people as well, but it's you know, you've got 3 questions, record a video with them. Like, that's great. But what are the things that you do? Because someone could watch that and they can go and implement it themselves. But what do you give that person? So with the goal of this, you know, as you can see with the next point, is to turn you into the vehicle. So someone has to work and buy from you to get the thing, not the strategy or the thing that you can do, like the formula. It has to be from you. And that's, again, kind of making it clear. And then to kind of wrap that up, basically the overview of what I'm going to call this right now with this whole strategy is these 3 things to put in, like, all of your content and just your entire brand, to be honest. These 3 things will make up your brand. And it's your mission, your mechanism, and your message. Like, having those 3 present is so important. And you can identify, you can see the best brands that have it because you know what these things are. It's like, you can put these 3 things together on a fucking journey. Like, this is why it's storytelling for me. Like, this is why it's storytelling marketing, right? Because you have a mission, which, you know, says that you're going somewhere, A to B. You've already gone through that transformation. That's what you're selling. That's what you're giving your followers. It's an A to B. It's a mission. You have to be on a mission that you're going towards. You're not stopped at B. You're going, you're not going, from A to B. You're going to C. You're the next location you're going to. You're always progressing. At the moment, you're going from B to C, and at the moment, you're helping people from A to B, if that makes sense. You're always progressing. You have goals of 150K a month, whatever it is, you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's so important that you have that mission, and that is clear. Like, again, it's kind of like with the thing, it's just making, I'm sure you have that personal mission. We spoke about it at the start of this video, but making that clear to people, because it shows someone why they should follow you. Because to be followed, you have to go somewhere. Like, if you're actually following someone and they're not moving, you're not following them, you're just standing behind them. You're not actually following them.
Yeah.
So you have to be moving somewhere, you have to be on a mission for them to follow you. To mix that in then with the mechanism is what you do, like on a daily basis. It's the daily actions that back up your mission. Right, so it's like, okay, this is what you actually do. These are the inputs, these are deliverables, these are the actual things that you get from someone, the belief systems to go with it, and then you wrap that up with your message, which is your belief systems, your values, that make it all so different. So when you have all those three things together, again, you have the journey, you have the daily actions that make up that journey, and then you wrap the whole thing up in a way that no one else can copy it, and that's what makes it one of one. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah?
That makes fucking sense, man.
Nice.
Because we've got a lot of what's the word? It's not unclarity that doesn't make any sense. We've got a lot of fog around actually what I'm doing. I know roughly what I'm doing, and putting it out there based on like past experiences, what I'm feeling when it comes to making content.
Yeah.
And I haven't really outlined it, so this is making it very clear. Okay, like what people don't see, I don't even see. When it comes down to what people don't see, the mechanism, the mission, the message currently, like I'm not seeing that either. So it's like I haven't really put it to the front of mind here.
Yeah.
I haven't even made it clear what I do when it comes to putting it out on content. So yeah, it's all about the inputs when it comes to getting rid of that fog wall, making it a lot clearer for everyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all marketing. I think we're really getting into what is like the bottleneck within my marketing, which is like once we clear the clarity out, all we need to do is put inputs in.
Yes.
And then we get everything out.
No, it's so true. It's so true. I mean, this is the journey. Like, that is the journey. And it's, as you said, making that each of those steps clear so someone else can walk that same path. To basically make mission, mechanism, and message actionable. We have got 3 pillars of content, which one aligns with each of them. So that's in short form. So you have one piece of content that aligns with each. And the goal for YouTube is to put all 3 in one video. Yeah. That's it.
And then when I cut a YouTube video up, I can just use that for short form. Like, I can take that exact portion of the YouTube video that was talking about my mission to put it into a long form.
100%.
That's going to be sick.
Yeah.
Cool.
Perfect. And then obviously the outcome of that is you become the niche, you become the vehicle, right? Perfect. Let's get into the first part of this. This, by the way, so the first pillar of this, identity shift, it's kind of the mechanism. For you specifically, this is the mechanism part of that, so you kind of see where it fits in. I was running through this actually with Richard the other day for his offer as well. This excites me a lot. This is so fucking cool. Like, it's going to make such a difference. Like, I've been doing it for my stuff like really recently. I've been really fucking dialing in on this, and this is a great like daily practice to do, or just have this open. Like right down here, I'll show you a little table that you can kind of use for it.
This is I can see what you've written down. That's exactly what I do for my offer. So that's why I'm so excited for it. This is great.
No, it's perfect. So you can run through a little table, and if you just have the tab open, I know you, and I know how this kind of works. Like, you'll be on a call, or you will have had a conversation, and you will know what to write in it. And that's when you just have it open, fill it in, and just make it really, really clear. So the kind of goal of this is to just get really, really clear on your story of where you were and where you are. So if you're thinking about position A, so your ICP, who you're helping, like what month was that in your life? Like, in the way that you saw yourself, the limiting beliefs that you have that you're now trying to help someone overcome, what month in the year did you feel that? Like,
just before I left the UK, it was probably a lot of. There's a term that I heard recently which sums it up a lot. It's like you have an unbearable burden, but you have no idea on the clear actionable steps to then move forward. So that's like the worst type of feeling you can possibly have, and that's how I felt before I left the UK, because I had the unbearable burden of having 2 jobs whilst working on my business, and I didn't know how to get from A to B. But that B was me just working on the business, just making money from that, helping people. And at that current point, I was working with demo clients, and I wasn't making very much money. I was also making very little to no money based on the amount of hours that I had to put in with the other jobs. And I would say when it comes to that, that's where we start converting dream followers to ICP, because that was an inflection point for me. Just I literally dropped out of uni, I worked and I quit those jobs, quit one job, got fired from another. Like a crazy story, to be honest, but I would say the main parallels with that inflection point was that I just dropped everything. I thought I needed to be doing it all in order to like survive, but in order to live and let my business breathe, I needed to actually get rid of all the alternatives, and that mindset and identity shift turned from the guy who does everything to the guy who does one thing very well.
Nice.
So that's like a top level boiled down summary of what that person went through. And when we're talking about identity shifts, there is certain parts of my identity which I would really cringe at if I wrote down on a piece of paper now. So we can outline those. I'm equally as excited because there was parts of my identity where I just thought that I wasn't the guy who could even push past 20 or 30. And now my identity is like, I'm aiming for 100. There is no part of me that has zero doubt the fact that I'm going to hit that just because of the actual inputs that I put in. So the identity that he couldn't do enough inputs, the identity that he couldn't push past this, he was very like happy or like content with maybe 5k a month. And at that point I was making around just under a k a month when I was working those jobs, and I would say that was like the worst burden ever. So I felt burdened, I felt like I wasn't the guy who could do the inputs, and I wasn't the guy who could break past that or help people because I hadn't gotten any social proof or validation, I would say, like market validation from what I was doing. So lack of evidence, lack of clarity, lack of weight off his shoulders.
Nice.
And there was a lot that I'm seeing now with the people I'm working with who have the same parallels. So,
and that's the best thing to find. That's like from a higher level strategy, that's what storytelling is that when you can articulate the stuff that you went through from such a specific situation, like literally describing what it was like waking up, working one job, how long you'd come home for to go to the second job. Not about like the specific things, because the likelihood that someone else lived that same thing is very unlikely, but it's the thoughts and the way that you saw the situation which someone else can see, where they're going to sit there and be like, holy fuck, this guy understands me so well because he's been through it. And it's like, it's the same thing, I remember you were there when I said it was like storytelling is helping someone understand what you do, and that's what you kind of use to help someone understand the message and your mission. But the mechanism is best portrayed when you're using story selling, which is making someone feel understood, right? And that's exactly what the identity shifts is. For anyone who's watching this and kind of figuring out identity for themselves and identity shifts and these kind of belief systems to go with it, the main prompts are just like, how do you see yourself differently? As you kind of heard Alex run through basically the kind of thoughts that he had. What were the things that he thought? What were the things that you lived by? How did you see yourself? And then compare that from A situation to B situation, current pain versus dream outcome. And that's what you've gone through and kind of outlined for yourself really well. Whether we do that, now kind of like live, or you do that just over the next weeks of just introspection.
In your own time.
Really get deep about that. Like really, really find what they are. Like, one of the ones that we were kind of outlining with Richard the other day, like they were really kind of like, surface level, it was like, okay, cool, he's working with kind of like, he's helping freelancers turn into business owners, and one of the main things was they want to be able to charge, not based on the hour, but based on, an upfront value.
The outcome.
And the kind of main thing in there was like, why? It was like they want control and they want power over the situation. And it's like, when you can message to that through the content, it's like power. You want fucking power instead of, it's like, that's what this thing, the feature gets you. And it's like understanding what that is from a really specific situation.
And that part of the identity, if you're going away and doing this, just think about what you want now versus what they wanted then, because you need to sell the actual plane ticket rather than not sell the plane ticket, sell the holiday, not the plane ticket. Because you're thinking about the outcomes of what that person wanted now, wanted then, and now what you want, and just compare them. I always say this: you have to spend the time, like at least an hour, on just one specific topic to understand the intrinsics and the why behind it. And if this is any example, if you can figure out and call out the discrepancies between your two identities, that's when you're actually going to start making moves now with what you can do to help and target people in your content. So this is awesome. Let's move on.
100%. So bringing in the identities to that, once you kind of have that outlined, that's where we can put it in content in terms of like hooks, but also the main thing, the easiest thing would be using those identities in these titles. Because at the moment, like, in the nicest way, that's shit.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not good, that's not gonna hook anyone. Because it's like too broad. It's like, okay, I don't really understand what the point of that is. You can make that like really, really hard hitting if you applied it to one of the limiting beliefs, or one of the belief systems. I just kind of went, just filled out one, for example, in a really shit way, just to kind of outline how it would go. Like if it was imposter syndrome, whatever it is, finding kind of what that is, and then finding a way to outline that in the top of that. And it's like, even if it's 2 lines, it's okay. Kind of like express what that genuinely is. Get someone hooked straight away to begin with. And that
this
would be
specific
really,
video
really
I went
strong.
through with my team, and they said the exact same thing, and we were talking about workshopping our titles and everything, because it all comes down to like what they see when they open up the app and they scroll one video and then they see this video.
Yeah.
They're just going to get alienated if I'm not pushing out the exact one-liner that talks about, okay, what is their beliefs, what is their subconscious desires, their dreams, their pain. Like, it needs to come out. And on that video, I'm not very proud of it. I didn't actually put my thought into it, to be honest, and that's something that you'll see when it comes down to like everyone making content. Some content pieces will be very thought out, very like targeted, and others you get in this space where a lot of this starts to shift under the rug, and this is what we need to tackle. So
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Talk me through the mechanism behind this specific video.
So the mechanism behind the video.
There's a little section here.
Yeah. So basically, that's just, so mechanism is to represent what this content pillar is. So that's what identity shifts is, the mechanism part of what we've got here. So this is how it applies, and then this is the table that you can kind of go out and fill to understand what these things are. So on the first thing here, this is obviously kind of where you fill out what you'd call it. So whether it's the belief name, the objection's a really good one. So reason why people don't buy from you.
Yeah.
Like, tackle that in the content, because I'm sure, again, you will have had that same objection.
Yeah.
And then just put that in the content in a way where it's not like, oh, you're a schmuck if you have this objection. It's like, I had this objection and this is how I came over it. That's the kind of best way. Obviously, when you say it like that, it's like, okay, cool. It's just, it sounds so fake. Do you know what I mean? But when you're actually like, if that objection was like, I don't think I could achieve this, or I don't know if I have the time to put into it, it's like, you genuinely put yourself in the situation of what you felt like to think that and how limiting that was for you. And then I've got a framework here for the video, it's like story framework that you can use, what we'll run through in just a second. And I'll show you how it kind of all applies, but again, objection is really a good one to put in there. So belief name, kind of what's the thing holding the back, objection, reason why people don't see success. So if, again, clients come into you and they're not seeing success for a specific belief reason or something that holds them back, again, put that in content. Really, really good way to help people get there. What that looks like from position A, so how are they currently kind of experiencing that, versus who do they become when they don't have that. And again, finally, tie it together with a story and just get super visual. Like super, super visual. Like so much so, again, it's the hook then relive, it's the HRL, relive that situation so you're actually, so how that belief system characterized itself. What are the thoughts that came up to it? Like for one that is imposter syndrome, it's like you get a pit in your stomach every time you're about to hop on a call with someone. It's like, that's visual. Like, you feel that. If that title was here, I would watch. It's like POV, you get nervous before every call you have, or you feel butterflies. Like, that's something that would really hit then. And then that's, again, all we're doing then is just getting someone's attention. So then what we can do is shift their beliefs. And that's what this framework does. This is probably one of the, if you could nail one storytelling framework for the rest of your life, this is the one to follow. Like, I'll explain it kind of through right now. And yeah, we'll just get straight into it, basically. So the framework is hook, old belief, story on failure, change, story on why you changed, and then the new belief, success, and then you kind of sell the implementation. It sounds long, but literally, I'll kind of talk through it with one of my videos live if you want, and I'll show you how simple it is.
Let's get into it.
And literally how I use it in fucking every video. Like, honestly, it's crazy. I'll show you one which is super, super clear. And when you see it,
there was a good few of your videos or your frameworks from the mastermind that I used on a lot of my scripts. I reckon we can go on a deep dive on like workshopping one of those.
Yeah.
Because this is exactly how we bridge the gap between the video we're trying to make and the video that we've got currently. Pushing out pre-production at the moment is a is a bloody like blessing at the moment. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to just tweak the 1% to get
Nice.
frameworks like that implemented, because at the moment, if we're talking about making it very visceral, the feelings of what I'm going through in the transformation, I feel like that's the one thing that's missing.
Yeah.
Because on your frameworks that you did for the mastermind, it's like there's the last section where it's like describe how you're feeling, and it's like the leveling up. First do the baseline script, then add some body to it, fill it out, and that is what I haven't been doing. So it's like the magic is in the work you're not doing, and that's the part of my scripting that is causing content like the one that we had here to come out, because I did this exact framework that you did for some of the mastermind videos, but it was like talking to ChatGPT without using ChatGPT. It was kind of bland. So I just chucked that on there with my team, and then that sort of video is a great example of what we're not doing.
Yeah.
But talk me through this one.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, that's really good. So right here, I'll just pause it and explain the sections of that to push this over real quick. This is obviously kind of what it is: hook, old belief, story on failure, change, and then moving forward. Obviously, we rest through that, and then at that same each of those situations, you just make it real, and that's what we're kind of go through here.
Fucking crazy that everyone tells you to start a personal brand, but no one tells you actually how to do it properly.
Initial first hook on goal. Goal equals avoiding pain or getting into the dream. So it's like, cool, you've got your attention, everyone tells you to start a personal brand, but no one tells you how to do it. That's avoiding pain, confusion. It's like characterized straight away. I understood the main pain point in a lot of my people I help and a lot of my dream followers is just confusion. It's like, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to say, I don't know what funnel to use. It's like, it's just confusion. I can tackle all of that by saying, no one tells you how to do it. It's like, cool. Now we move on. Someone's like, I've got that kind of connection.
It's weird, I fell into all the hype as well.
Connection. Now I'm bringing in, belief systems.
He told me to start a personal brand, and I did, and I post every day for 2 years.
So it's like, cool, Imran Ghazi told me to start a personal brand, one belief system, another belief system, post every day.
Then nothing happened, I grew to 600 followers, and I just got demotivated to post.
And then I'm putting in the failure. So well, literally, as I'm going through this, it's like, that's the old belief, Imran Ghazi told me to start a personal brand, post every day, and now I'm going through the story on the failure. So it's like 600 followers, demotivated.
And it was in that specific moment when I just stopped caring about all the...
Next thing, change. Alright, going in that moment, fuck this. Gurus are pissing me off. It's for me then it's really good where I can bring out what my villain is. So if there's a thing, a common thing that holds back a lot of your dream followers, characterize that as your villain. Like, it might be a little bit harder to find. Maybe it's like the system or something that kind of it reinforces the belief systems that hold people back, for yourself. For me, it's obvious. It's gurus. It's super clear. They're just given the wrong information. That's really easy for me to position them as a guru. And it's kind of like the reason you're not seeing success isn't because of you. It's because of the wrong information you're getting. So having that villain is super important. So if you can find out what a common thing is that your dream followers or dream ICP blame, identify them as the villain. So you can kind of bring that in. It gives it a little bit more power as well.
Do we go into our dream followers villain or our ICP's villain? Because I can be really specific.
Yeah.
But do you do gurus? Do you not have, you then mentioned Imran Ghazi. Do you go for very specific when you're talking about the villain, or do you just go back to the fact we're not targeting them, we're targeting our dream follower and narrowing them down through long form?
So often it's the same. Often it's like I'd say dream follower and ICP would have a very similar villain.
Yeah.
But go with your dream follower. No, sorry, go with your ICP because you actually, you'll have that villain. You'll be on call, overcoming that villain with them. Like that's actually the work that you do.
Yeah.
So that's where you kind of go with that on.
And the villain, does that have to be a person? Does that have to be an idea?
No, it's like you can. I think it's a really good acronym. I always kind of forget it, but it's like ABC. It's either anyway. Basically, it could be a belief system, it could be a person, or it can be like kind of around the world, but no, it doesn't have to be a person. It's just something that holds someone back.
Makes sense.
Anyway, get back into it. So we're just going through the change now.
The guru tactics, stopped following trends, stopped following how things were meant to be done. All these optimized Instagram profile type shit. And what I did instead was just change my account.
This is where I'm now going through the story on the why. So it's like I'm reinforcing why I did what I did. So here, basically, instead of saying what the new belief system is or the results straight away, I'm retaining my audience. So I'm keeping tension built up.
That's awesome, yeah.
So I'm kind of going through the change, explaining the story on the why. So now what am I doing and why? This is kind of obviously where again you don't give the value. So someone is more inclined to comment the word to get the value afterwards. But you're kind of going through why what you did.
to me, into an actual personal brand that actually just tells stories. You know what happened? Over the next 7 months of doing this, I grew 15,000 followers, managed to host a couple in real life events and multiple businesses off of that one account, and set myself up for exactly what I wanted from life. And I'm not.
And again, going through that there, story on why, then new belief system and success. Just tell stories. And then I'm actually going into the belief system and so holy fuck. I don't know if they can hear that on the microphone. That's crazy.
For those who can hear that, pray for us.
Crazy thunder and lightning, that's insane.
That's our villain right there. We're going to be sent to the set.
That's the villain for this video. Fucking hell. So then basically just to keep going through it, it's I said in there, it's like just tell stories, like that's the new belief system, and then I'm going through obviously what the success is.
I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm just saying that to show what's possible when you know actually how to set up a personal brand. And the way to do it that absolutely changed everything for me was just using the principles of storytelling, because it's been around since the beginning of time.
And then I kind of go into it a little bit more. Like looking at the framework now, I've waffled. I haven't even followed it the best I could. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot in there that I can cut out, and if I'm trying to be like direct with it, then I'll fucking cut it out. I'm trying to be, obviously it's kind of like, it's nice not to follow it absolutely, dead on perfectly, because you can have room for chat. And
imperfect action beats perfect inaction.
100%.
And we've got engagement, we've got people commenting. I would say there was a lot in that where I feel like it doesn't really matter. So I'm glad to be seeing this video like pumping out. We got through from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got from 1 to 5 really quickly. And then the people who stayed are the people who matter, to be honest. And they're in new belief, success, and selling implementation.
100%.
They're like really wired into what we're actually viewing in the real time here.
100%. So, and again, like just to kind of run through, basically I'm just selling the implementation here. Like obviously the actual sell implementation is comment the word and I'll send you the thing, but I'm just kind of hyping it up a little bit if I haven't kind of spoken about it enough, just giving someone a little bit more clarity on what they'll get and why they want to comment. And as you said, we're basically getting the highest intent people to watch this. And to kind of look at the stats, then they've got 92,000 views, 7,000 likes, and then 2.8k comments, and it's like that's then obviously super sick, because that's like half, so 1,400 people who have commented in for the lead magnet there. And we've been able to get those people to stick and watch to the end and then have their belief systems changed. And that's what this framework does. So that's kind of, as you see, like that's how it applies to the video. And you just take one of those beliefs, and you can do this for every single one of those beliefs that you outline. And the best thing is you can do that for every one of those beliefs. So you can literally, if you put it into an equation in terms of like output of content, belief, name, objection, reason on one side, multiply by stories, multiply by formats, equals content. So it's like you have 10 of those, and you have two different stories for each of them. That's like 20 multiplied by 3 different formats. That's 60 pieces of content, new pieces of content, just by following this framework. And each of those pieces of content is one out of the 3 pillars. It's like that's such a good way to get content. So yeah, that's really good. I'm really excited for this. I think this just alone, like if we just went over this, would make a huge difference. Really just focusing on just this framework, like really nailing that down. I'm going to send this to you in a bit more detail after this, so you can kind of like workshop your own scripts with that as well, so you can really kind of start to implement it. But again, applying the really specific things to that as well will just make that super crystal clear and give you a lot of content to make that will speak to your ICP.
Easy.
Nice.
Let's go.
Perfect. Moving into then the second thing. This is almost the completed side of what this is. It's the identity shifts that you're helping someone go through. Now what we're speaking about is the leader story. So how have you gone through that? So it's really outlining what mission you're on. So where are you actually trying to head? Like what vision do you have for your life? Who do you want to be? How have you kind of done a bit already? And then just making it kind of like literally just documenting your journey from a position of being ahead, where you can still give lessons. So it's like, I assume you're following your own archive accountability system. It's like, why? It's like sick, it got you from 0 to 5, and now you're using it to get you from 5 to 10 and from 10 to 100. It's like, make it clear.
This is the part where I've spoken to my team on, and everyone who's like my mentor and everything, and it's like, do I really need to document my journey? Because that is the part where I'm thinking, this is the I'm helping people part. People from my end and my point of view love to see the leader just doing it and in the motion of it, but they don't like to feel like they're not where they want to be. That makes sense. So if I wanted to attract the dream follower that turns into ICP, then it like levels the fuck up. They wouldn't listen to the person who is just still documenting it and still going through it, because a lot of the content that is documenting, I would say, is like people who don't have good positioning.
Yes.
So I'd love to master the positioning when it comes to what we're doing on number 2, because there is a lot where I'm like, there's a big amount of lines here I don't want to cross.
Yes.
It's not like I'm scared to post certain parts of content. No, that's not it. But it's like I don't want to pass that line, otherwise then people don't find motivation in my motivation.
Yeah.
My story. They don't find that. They just see me as it's a nice piece of content. Right? Like move on.
Yeah.
And when I made that switch to positioning over when I'm doing my storytelling, that has really leveled it up. That's how I got my following that I do now. It's because people follow my actual authority and they follow my positioning.
Yeah.
So when we're on the mission that I'm on now, I haven't been telling the fact that I'm flying my parents out for December. I haven't been telling the fact that I'm going from 10 to 50. But in the latest piece of content that I posted, the one that I filmed in front of the Bali boat villa in Ubud, that was like one of the videos I just posted recently, and I figured out and had a little bit of a brain switch where I still need to be pushing a little bit of my story with leader story in there. But it's not been the focus. It's been a certain section of that video that ties in my hook to my solution.
Yeah.
It's like contextualizing exactly what the problem I'm solving in the video is, which was, for that specific video, it was the fall off. So fearing the fall off, I still fear the fall off, even though I'm aiming for 50.
Yeah.
And that was like an emotional thing where I got 4 messages after that where like, that video hit, bro.
Yes.
Like, this is sick.
Yeah.
And it's so many people are resonating with that. But I actually had a call with some potential editors the other day, and they were like, yeah, no, you act completely different. Then you're on this call, or there's like a completely different person compared to who you put on content, which is a lot of people's problems. I would say, I say a lot of people, but the people who are making content and trying to position themselves, they do not have the right psyche that they put out on content. They don't have the leader persona. They just have the person that been making content all of this time, still going out there.
Yeah.
And they don't change the positioning. They don't fixate on the leader, and that's a part of what I need to do now in order to get the level up we're going for.
Yeah.
Because I've got the good positioning, but I haven't been telling my story. And I think that is what I wanted to, the main thing that I saw as something I had an objective before I came to Seth's Villa to sort this all out, is that I wanted to get my story out there in a way that it like amplifies everything that we're building together.
100%. That's it. You've cracked it. That's literally what we're going through now. Is because, as you said, like the first thing you said was, I don't want to say it because if like a lot of people who document are beginners.
Yeah.
And then you just look like you have no authority. And it's because you're just like, oh, I'm trying to get, I'm at the moment, I'm just leaving uni. It's like you see those videos all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're past that now. You don't want to document from that position. But as you said, what you do want to document as is a leader. A leader is someone that has got somewhere and is leading by example. And as you said, like the things that you want to be able to share, the mission you want to be able to share is helping people. That's the thing. That's what's going to crack it, because the leader's goal is to help more people go through the journey that you have. You were the hero. That's the problem, where people make themselves the hero of their own story. You are the leader of the hero's story, and your dream follower is the hero. And that's where you're like, okay, it's not like, oh, I'm above you, but it's like you have the authority over them because you've gone through that journey.
Yeah.
And that's what the leader is.
It's literally the analogy of someone who said this to me before. It's like you're just on a staircase. Just
Yeah.
a little staircase.
Yeah.
You've walked up the stairs, and now you're not looking down on them, but you're looking forward, and all the people that haven't yet climbed the stairs are about to jump on the stairs. But there's one person who's looking up whilst you're looking forward, and they're just about to climb the steps. But those are the people that hear what you're saying and they start walking up. So I think when we're talking about our positioning, we're no longer the hero. We are the person at the top of the stairs, but we've still got a staircase to go past us. They're not seeing that.
Yeah.
They're seeing this stairs. He's like, the actual journey that they're on is a lot different, but it was, and for a lot of people it still is at the bottom of the stairs. But I'm glad we're not there, not in like a looking down on someone type of way. I think I'm glad that we have this positioning because we're leveraging what we have, and what we have is a killer ass story, a killer mission, and a lot of people who actually need our help. So getting that out more when it's trying to push it out, we really just need to be clear on that. There is a lot of source and a lot of what is the actual substance of what we're helping people do, same thing with what we went through up here. It's like, what do I actually do?
Yeah.
There is a lot where the mission and everything that I'm doing will come through when it comes to the leader's story. When I'm talking about that more, I feel like there'll be a lot more people clear on what I do, and then they'll be like, okay, I help people do this. They're bought into that mission, they're walking up the stairs.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
Otherwise, they're like, why should I walk up this staircase? What is this guy even? What is this guy at the top of the stairs even got to offer? And it's great.
Yeah, that's the specific part of this, is to show what you have gone through to get to where you are. Like, how are you that leader? It's literally these two things, like these things, these kind of like, mindset shifts apply to you. And as you said, how can you help someone take those steps? That's the goal of the leader story right here. What motivates you? What gets you going? What are your goals you have, and why? Like, that why is so important here. And it's just, why are you moving? Like, why are you the leader, right? That's literally it. And that's what we want to be able to share, and that's kind of what your story there. I think you summed it up really well in what you just said there. And it's just getting that into content.
Yeah.
Sharing that journey is super important.
That's one of the big dilemmas. It's just taking exactly all of you, as much as you can of it, and putting it into content. A lot of it gets filtered and put down to like the very baseline levels, but I think in order to level up to the place that we wanted to go, I've got to put all of it. And I've really got to figure out a system in a way where we're outlining it here on just getting it out there.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah, no, the main thing again is that if you're battling with something, or you're trying to overcome something, just speak about it.
Yeah.
And just speak about, how you solved it. That is still value. That is still, that is huge amount of value that you can give from a position of yourself. As you said, you got messages from people like, yo, that video hit. That's what you'll get with these videos. And the goal of the kind of, if you want to see it as like middle of funnel, like that's the position to see it as, because what you'll get is videos that bring in a lot of people. The leader story, your own story, the journey, like the mission part of this is what will convert them into fans. And into, taking them from dream followers into ICP, because they know who you are. And as you said so perfectly, they'll get onto that staircase. And that's because of the journey that you're on, and because of the belief systems that you have. So again, if you're worrying of kind of like how to put this into content, think about the why. It's always the why with the leader story. Why have you gone through the story? Why is the story important? Why is it sick that you're trying to help people? What is your mission, and why? Why? And that's it. Sounds like you've already got this unlocked, so the main thing that we'll kind of look there is, implementation, and as those content comes out, we'll look into how it's positioning you, and that's the main thing that we'll kind of like look at as this comes out. You've got this all in your head. It's just perfect now just to get it done, and as we see those content comes out, we'll review them and basically just look through, how they feel.
Sounds like a motherfucking plan, man.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Finally, again, to kind of iterate on a similar point, I want to just play these videos of yours.
This is one of my favourite videos.
Yeah.
I love it because
Me too.
before we play, I had got 2 texts from one of my clients saying he hit a record month and his stats for the month, everything he did. And I also got a call from my dad at the same time, and I was just telling him exactly what had just happened, and I was just like beaming from ear to ear, mate. It's just like perfect time to film. And honestly, at this exact spot, I've just released my last boat villa video. At that exact spot, that exact time, I was like fucking bricking it, because I had done a lot that was essentially leading me to a really great position, but I still felt like I was going to fall off.
Yeah.
As everyone does when they've got like a huge wage bill, they've got a lot to handle in terms of operations and content. I was doing, I think that day specifically was a full marketing day. It was about 2 p.m. and I hadn't done any marketing, I hadn't done any content, and I was just sat there like, okay, now I'm drifting into fulfillment. Mox just sent me a text, completely changed my mood, captured it on film. Best video, I think, at the time that I had released, and I was very proud of it.
So good, 100%.
Context done. Let's have a look.
I'll speak on my thoughts on it afterwards.
Best feeling you can get as a coach, bro. You're a legend, Alex. Payment plans to piss because you use a superpower. He's even gone and put this as well. All these metrics: discovery calls 33, no show 1, 12.4, 50% close rate, raising prices. It's just about to go meet his parents too. Like, I am so proud of my boy. Genuinely never will get a better feeling than that, bro. Can't wait, man. Love you, Dad.
Okay, love you too.
Bye. Best feeling ×2. Speaking to your dad, man. It's as simple as that. That's what makes the grind all worth it. This is the best feeling you can get as a coach.
It was just me like talking about it, and I wasn't really doing any storytelling frameworks or nothing, but you could feel it.
Yeah.
There was a presence in that video which I hadn't really popped off yet, and I got obviously 95 likes. That was a percentage of my following at the time was 430. So like a quarter of my following fucked with what I did. And I think that was it. I loved it.
And that's such a good example of that's still storytelling. You don't have to follow a structure to get that. Like that's just natural storytelling, and it's such a good video for the one reason that it's so fucking personal. Like that's so good. Like obviously it's not bottom of funnel content because you're not speaking about your offer, but that will do more bottom of funnel work than anyone's fucking video speaking about some sort of value, right? That is the best thing because what it does is sell someone on you. And what I want to see is I found 2 videos like that.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's the only problem. We want to get more of these out because like realistically they're so easy. They're so easy. It's so like, I mean, I think it might be in this one where you're actually speaking about gratitude, but that's what it is you just feel so grateful and so happy to be in the leader position that you are. And it's like you have that positioning in terms of who you are, and then you basically just speak about what that's actually like to be in that situation, how you feel, and naturally your beliefs and your values will come out into it. And that's what people fuck with, and that's what gets people moved down the funnel because they like you. That's where you become the niche and you become the vehicle. Because when you are like, oh, I'm speaking to my family, it's like that's, for me, that's a signal where I'm like, okay, I connect with this guy more. As soon as I've been here, I've missed my family loads, and it's so nice to see that. And that's something that really, you connect with someone. And then it's like, oh my God, you genuinely, I can see that smile. That's not a fake smile. I genuinely see that you're happy when you see your client wins. And it's like, fuck, that's so good to see because that sells someone on you. I'm going to play the next one and we'll get into the kind of second part of this now.
Everyone else is wrong. I am the only person who is right. About 6 months ago, I had an idea for a 6-figure a month business that almost died. So many people criticized it, even people that I considered mentors. What I didn't realize at the time is that when it comes to your dream, nobody knows more than you do. Because you're the only person who's lived with you your entire life. You have all the context. This may seem like a second-hand Sam Altman quote, but what you need to realize is that everyone's advice is often always wrong. Any idea you have should be explored to the fullest, no matter what the fuck anyone else says. That's the mindset behind every successful entrepreneur that you look up to, from Andrew Tate to Alex Hormozy. They all ignore the opinions of others. Your ideas are sacred. If you don't go and make them real, you'll never know which ones could have become empires.
Again, that's like a sick video. Production's great, edit's great, but it's such a strong belief system. And I like personally took like on a real human level, like me myself, I resonate with that so much. Like, I think that's so true. That's kind of what one of one is in a way. Like trust yourself, do you in it. Everyone else is wrong. I think it's sick. I think it's like it's a sick kind of belief. For what you sell, it's amazing because that's what you help people do. Overcome those limiting beliefs to go and pursue that on their own accord, which is amazing. But it's your belief that you hold so true, and the way that you speak about it. Maybe that was planned, but it doesn't feel scripted. That's so fucking good. So more videos like this, please, that just go over what your belief systems are, how you see the world, and that's what the final pillar of message is, and that's what I kind of want to put in. It's so easy to make. You just it's a journal session where you're like, oh, this is a belief system that holds true today, or I read this book and I like that quote from it, and just speak about it. Speak about it in the context of helping entrepreneurs become more successful and become who they want to become, and there you go. It applies to business.
Yeah, I really love that video because to be honest with you, that was like take 15 or 16. That video took me more than I will care to admit to actually film, edit, post. But it was me.
Yeah.
It was so me. If you look at the video before that, it was so not me. And I was really sick of the videos that I was putting out because it just felt very rigid, very structured, very just I spoke in front of a camera. And on that video specifically, I had my phone mount to my small rig. It's like when you have a camera, you have a small rig, you can attach little things to it. I found this random screw around and I screwed it in. So I had my phone and my camera. I could look at the script on it. And I just forgot about it. I ended up just unscrewing that whole thing, throwing it in the back, and then just started speaking to the camera.
Yeah.
I used the script, used a little bit of the framework, but end of the day, I just thought if I'm believing in this idea, I'm practicing what I'm preaching with the actual message of the video, that story needs to come through, and it did. And I'm so glad that I did that. And when I'm looking back at the content I'm making now, I always reference that video. So it's so fun to see it. You pull it up as well.
Yeah. No, those two stand out to someone. And honestly, if you if you have to have any short form free cool assets, I'd show them this video. Because I think someone's going to turn up on a call knowing who you are.
That's a good fucking point. I always send them long form, but
Of course,
it's
yeah.
like,
But that's what we'll get onto now, is putting this stuff in long form, and that's obviously the best. It's the best combination. But I swear to God, these videos, like, I've had so many calls when I've posted real, like, authentic video. I posted one in the week, which I'll get into in just a second. It was a long form video where I was literally just talking about, like, it was just after we got food poisoning, I was just yapping about how basically sad I felt. And just like how I miss my parents loads, but kind of motivated myself in a way of like, I'm out here for a reason for them. And I made that video, I posted it, and then the week of calls I had afterwards, people always brought that video up to me. And it's like, that's so sick, because it's like, that's the genuine personal brand. You know, there's a real person behind it. So it's so sick. Like, that does more for business than you realize, because it's like you're meeting someone in person. You know more than everyone else. You've been here for 3 months now. The people that you spend time with, you're way more likely to see results with, to work with, and it's just because you know them. So that's what these videos do, and that's what your message does. Plus, it separates you from everyone else. So that's the third kind of pillar there. Now we're going to get onto YouTube, which is basically mixing all three of those three things into one video.
this is good. This is one of the bottlenecks at the moment. We're pushing out long form at a snail's pace. So let's get it.
Good. So I have an actual YouTube framework, which I'm going to send you after this video as well. Sorry, I'm gatekeeping it for now. It's,
Selling the implementation.
it's a sick framework, but it's also being developed, so that's why I want to send it to you personally, and basically kind of run you through kind of the high level strategy of it right now. And obviously you can use that framework for implementation, but to an extent as well, I want you to use it as a framework, not for word, because YouTube, like this video, 8 minutes, I didn't script a single bit of it. I knew I wanted to speak about it, but that was fine.
Yeah.
The helicopters.
Is that helicopter?
It's gone.
Yeah.
So
My best YouTube videos have been the ones where I was just sat. If you watch my YouTube, the ones that I've currently got up, the majority of them just me sat on my desk in my uni room, going through all the topics that I know, giving as much value as I can.
Yeah.
If you get a link to my YouTube, you'll see it. This was just Moksh's video for those watching, but a lot of people referenced that when they were on calls with me the day
Moksh.
like every one of them had seen that video.
Yeah,
I've got the most
of course.
videos on my page, but these ones are just me yapping in front of my desk. You see my whiteboard, you see my pin board, you see my monitor with the Pomodoro timer going on it, and it's just like all of this was just me with maybe a dot points on all the topics I wanted to go for, and then going for it.
Nice.
So I don't know what we're about to hop on here, but to preface what we already have, it's just testimonials. It's just a really bad quality mechanism video, a Mario board where my mic broke and I didn't have proper audio in my room at home. This needs to, honestly, I would wipe this and start fresh.
Yeah.
But that's not because they're bad videos, it's just because we're moving in a different direction, and I think this is going to help it.
100%.
So let's go.
Yeah. So that's what I will send you the YouTube framework on, and it's basically to turn these Yap videos into more of a structured way where you can still just communicate the information you want to speak about it, but use it in a way where it's really going to hold retention, pretty much. It's a prime framework to make those like 6 to 8 minute videos, which are just like really good. You're really getting to the point, and it's just bringing in the kind of belief systems the whole time as well. Killer. I know you're gonna love it. It's a thing that, it mainly focuses on the intro, like the first 60 seconds. It's got 6 points, like 10 seconds kind of each, and then it just gets into actually what you want to speak about. Really good way to kind of keep retention. I've been using it, and it's been having some really good results from it. But from a higher level perspective, I want you to have 2 types of YouTube video, and you're already kind of getting them. We just need to make them consistent. Like, obviously, once we have the videos, there's a lot more that we can focus on in terms of improvement. Like, we've just done for the Instagram. You've done a lot of videos on Instagram, so we have a lot more to talk about. For YouTube, I'd probably agree. You could probably never delete YouTube videos. Only ever unlist them. Just always want to have them there. It's nice to look back.
Yeah.
Once we have, say, 2 more of these videos out, I'd unlist all of them, but this one and the new ones. Just keep it super clean.
This one I think is okay, but it's in my...
Okay, yeah, that's fair as well. Keep that one in. The main thing to keep going on about is, so first of all, yaps. Just super honest, sit up in front of the camera, write a little page of notes where you just have your bullet points of mission, mechanism, message, from a position of what is someone else's mission. So you're sitting there in terms of so you're the leader. I know my dream, my ICP, what is their mission? So what is their outcome? What do they want, right? that's what you make the video about. That's probably what the title's going to be. It's targeted towards them. Then when they get in, it's actually mechanism in terms of what do they do, like what are the habits, what are the actions, what are the belief systems, whatever the value is that you want to be able to give. To make that then irreplaceable, you add in what's the message to go with that as well. So actually why the belief systems work, like why you record a video every day, what does that do to you, how does it change who you are as a person, and then finally adding in, so we've done mission, we've done mechanism, and we've done message there. You're basically just having your YouTube videos going over those 3 points, and it's unscripted, it's just real, and maybe they'll get less views. The people who watch them will just feel super connected with you, and it's just such a good thing to send people towards, and it's going to train your speech really, really well, and you're going to be forcing yourself to bring in stories and to help iterate your point in different ways. So that's really good. Plan those out. You can do 2 a week, and it's super easy because it's going to take you, I always say it takes like n+5 if n equals the length of the video.
n+5, yeah, okay.
Little maths thing. if the video's recording is 10 minutes, it's going to take you 15 minutes to make.
Yeah.
5 minutes of notes, set up the camera, and then 10 minutes of recording, and then you can just post that raw file.
That's it, yeah. So
Nice.
you just take the essential framework, you film a 15-minute video, cut it down to 9,
Yeah.
or whatever the actual length of the video was.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool.
Nice.
Let's
And then
dive into it.
yeah, and then it's kind of just title and thumbnail are the most important things there, and it's basically setting
Yeah.
that dream outcome in terms of what someone would want. Having the title and the thumbnail really play off of each other. So the first thing I'll see is like in this video, it's nice, it's really good. I mean, obviously you could probably make that title a little bit better. Like that's kind of really broad and generic.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people do that I see to begin with is they will just a lot of people would have put like 19.8K in the title, in the thumbnail as well.
Yeah.
And it's like that's just a fucking waste of time because you've just said the same thing again, which you haven't done, which is good. So basically title and thumbnail are saying different things and they're working together to create a story that just opens a huge curiosity gap. There's like how maybe it could even be like why Mosh, why? It's like why, and then it's like something just to pique curiosity. Again, we'll dive deep into that. We'll do another call. We'll have another meet like next week when we kind of speak about YouTube a little bit more to kind of run into that. The other YouTube video, the other side of things, is a little bit more planned, which is where I'll share you the framework. But it's basically running through kind of like a dream outcome, and then you're outlining a set of stairs or steps to help someone achieve that thing. And then each kind of works on the next, but it's mainly speaking about why things work, and it's the mechanism behind your offer. So it's like, things you want to go and do are record a daily video answering these 3 questions about yourself, read these books, do these habits. So it's pretty much what you're doing there is just selling someone on the why of what you do. So when someone actually begins to work with you, you're going to get them to do a series of things. Like, if you don't mind, outline what they are.
When someone works with me, we go through deep dive into their mindset, what's actually holding them back, which sounds really broad, but we go straight into essentially what our problem is, and we find the what and why. So linking into what you said, we go through exactly what our goals are, and when we're breaking it down, we put it through a framework, which is ethos, pathos, logos. Like convincing ourselves to step into that identity takes a lot of time. And the reason why is because there's a lot in the way of you going like, oh, no, I'm not that guy because X and Y, or I'm not this guy because of this. So we outline 2 known personalities, 2 identities, and one of them, for example, Mox is Mox today, Mox yesterday. So if I'm talking about that in a YouTube video and helping someone else do that before they even work with me, it's like you need to actually spend the time to figure out what 2 identities, who you are now and who you need to be.
Nice.
And then you take who you are now and you make that guy yesterday. He's no longer in the picture. And who you are trying to be and who you are being is now you today. And essentially every part of you who is now that person today is just catching up his habits, his observations of the world, and what he does for inputs every day. Like that is what we're reverse engineering if we're talking about it in that sense. So a YouTube video like this would essentially be going into, okay, this is how you identify who you are, this is how you identify who you have been, and now you're just going to be essentially killing that guy who you have been in order to get where you are now.
Nice.
So that YouTube video, if we were going to make our first actionable step, I think that would be sick, because on my offer, a lot of people don't know what I do, but if we're putting this into the mission and helping people understand why they should buy, I've got a lot of shit that I know when it comes to mindset.
Yes.
So putting that into this, I think there's 2 types of YouTube videos. The one that we mentioned about helping people understand who I am, and now this is my offer, and essentially how for you, it's how storytelling can scale your personal brand. For me, it's how mindset can make you more fucking money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if that was the small like rough cliff notes title, then it would be how you can make more fucking money.
Yeah. No, that's it, and that's really good, and that's the thing to speak about. And again, the one thing that I want to add into what you've explained to me right there, and a lot of offer owners will do the same thing about their offer. They'll speak about what you do and like what it does, and the thing they'll miss out, which is the most important, is who that helps you become.
Yeah.
It's like, cool, yesterday and today, why? Just why?
Yeah.
Because that's what people buy. People buy the identities. They didn't even realize it, but they'll buy the identities. That's the emotional decision. So if you can make it clear what the identity is behind something, behind an action, they'll do it. You know that. Like that's the mindset. That's literally the mindset. So if you can make that super clear in the video, that's what's going to make people to buy or book a call or to take that action because they want to become the person that you're selling to them.
Yeah. And it's essentially me doing it to help them and also doing it to help me. I put out every part of what I'm preaching essentially in terms of all the knowledge and the stuff that they can use, but also I'm doing that to help them understand the why so that they can buy from me.
Yeah.
It's essentially the same thing,
Yeah.
which I find really full circle, really fun.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they end up doing the exact same things and then they realise, well they don't realise, but they're in the funnel already. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
that's
it.
not like a malicious way of doing it. I think it's like you are essentially doing exactly what you are telling other people to do.
100%.
And that shows when it comes to, okay, I've done this is how I do it, this is how I've helped people, this is why I've helped people do this, and now you can do it too, but you need to be this type of person in order to do with this
100%.
because of this.
Yeah.
The what and why of it I've really fleshed out, and putting that on YouTube is going to actually crush.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
And then to kind of tie it together is you're posting these Instagram videos which are basically getting people ready to watch you. You're using your Instagram stories and the call to actions to get people to watch those YouTube videos. So it's always pushing that Instagram audience to those YouTube videos, have them come back, and then use your either book, call, take action directly from the YouTube video, or just back to your Instagram stories where you're putting up a CTA.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the main thing right there. That's it. That's the strategy. That's the strategy, to be honest.
What a bloody workshop, mate. This is great.
I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited for everything that's going to come through. I think we've covered a lot. It's been a big strategy, but I think there's a lot to go through. And it's going to fucking change everything, I swear to God. It's happening quick.
There's absolutely no doubt, mate. I'm fucking loving it.
Yeah.
And I think that everything we've outlined today is anyone else can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Just especially getting in front of a laptop and actually spending the time preparing to actually get what you want, I think is going to fucking rocket you.
Yeah.
As for us, I cannot wait to get into it.
Yeah.
So let's
100%.
go.
Good shit. Thank
go.
you for coming.
So linking into what you said, we go through exactly what our goals are. And when we're breaking it down, we put it through a framework, which is, ethos, pathos, logos. Like convincing ourselves to step into that identity takes a lot of time. And the reason why is because there's a lot in the way of you going like, oh, no, I'm not that guy because X and Y, or I'm not this guy because of this. So we outline 2 known personalities, 2 identities. And one of them, for example, Mox is Mox today, Mox yesterday. So if I'm talking about that in a YouTube video and helping someone else do that before they even work with me, it's like, you need to actually spend the time to figure out what 2 identities, who you are now and who you need to be.
Nice.
And then you take who you are now and you make that guy yesterday. He's no longer in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And who you are trying to be and who you are being is now you today. And essentially every part of you who is now that person today is just catching up his habits, his observations of the world, and what he does for inputs every day. Like, that is what we're reverse engineering, if we're talking about it in that sense. So
Yeah.
a YouTube video like this would essentially be going into, okay, this is how you identify who you are, this is how you identify who you have been, and now you're just going to be essentially killing that guy who you have been in order to get where you are now.
Nice.
So that YouTube video, if we were going to make our first actionable step, I think that would be sick, because on my offer, a lot of people don't know what I do. But if we're putting us into the mission and helping people understand why they should buy, I've got a lot of shit that I know when it comes to mindset.
Yes.
So putting that into this, I think there's 2 types of YouTube videos. The one that we mentioned about, helping people understand who I am, and now this is my offer. And essentially how, for you, it's how storytelling can scale your personal brand. For me, it's how mindset can make you more fucking money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if that was the small, rough cliff notes title, then it would be how you can make more fucking money.
Yeah. No, that's it, and that's really good, and that's the thing to speak about. And again, the one thing that I want to add into what you've explained to me right there, and a lot of offer owners will do the same thing about their offer. They'll speak about what you do and like what it does, And the thing they'll miss out, which is the most important, is who that helps you become.
Yeah.
It's like, cool, yesterday and today, why? Just why?
Yeah.
Because that's what people buy. People buy the identities. They didn't even realize it, but they'll buy the identities. That's the emotional decision. So if you can make it clear what the identity is behind something, behind an action, they'll do it. You know that. Like that's the mindset. That's literally the mindset. So if you can make that super clear in the video, that's what's going to make people to buy or book a call or to take that action because they want to become the person that you're selling to them.
Yeah, and it's essentially me doing it to help them and also doing it to help me. I put out every part of what I'm preaching essentially in terms of all the knowledge and the stuff that they can use, but also I'm doing that to help them understand the why so that they can buy from me.
Yeah.
It's essentially the same thing,
Yeah.
which I find really full circle, really fun.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they end up doing the exact same things and then they realise, well they don't realise, but they're in the funnel already. It's
Yeah,
like that.
that's it.
Not like a malicious way of doing it. I think it's like you are essentially doing exactly what you are telling other people to do.
100%.
And that shows when it comes to, okay, I've done this is how I do it, this is how I've helped people, this is why I've helped people do this, and now you can do it too, but you need to be this type of person in order to do with this.
100%.
Because of this.
Yeah.
The what and why of it I've really fleshed out, and putting that on YouTube is going to actually crush.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
And then to kind of tie it together is you're posting these Instagram videos which are basically getting people ready to watch you. You're using your Instagram stories and the call to actions to get people to watch those YouTube videos. So it's always pushing that Instagram audience to those YouTube videos, have them come back, and then use your either book, call, take action directly from the YouTube video, or just back to your Instagram stories where you're putting up a CTA.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the main thing right there. That's it. That's the strategy. That's the strategy, to be honest.
What a bloody workshop, mate. This is great.
I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited for everything that's going to come through. I think we've covered a lot. It's been a big strategy, but I think there's a lot to go through. And it's going to fucking change everything, I swear to God. It's happening quick.
There's absolutely no doubt, mate. I'm fucking loving it.
Yeah.
And I think that everything we've outlined today is anyone else can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Just especially getting in front of a laptop and actually spending the time preparing to actually get what you want, I think is gonna fucking rocket you.
Yeah.
As for us, I cannot wait to get into it.
Yeah.
So let's go.
100%. Good shit.